well, but I have been following the testimony on the TV screen. I had a couple committee hearings as well. First of all, thank you all for being here. Thank you all in the galley for coming out to support. Mr. Wise, I am particularly moved by your testimony, and I hope I can impress upon you that your work is not in vain, that your work has value, and what we hear people talk about is that minimum wage being attributed to people who have the least skills, the least education, but how about the least opportunity? One does not impact the other. I always excelled in school, I always did a good job, but then life happened. So if you don't have access to those same opportunities, I heard one of my colleagues say that he could not imagine living on $15 in a city like Washington where the cost of living is so high. How about the reality of living on $7? And I think that's the conversation that we should be having. And people are always quick to pick out someone who's done it, as if this is the rule instead of the exception. And again, it's just that life happens, and maybe somebody got, a good opportunity or caught a break, but that's not the rule. What I guess I would say to you, and then the other thing, I'm just listening to all the, well, what have you done? My colleagues are always asking, well, what have you done to lift yourself out of poverty? What have you done? You could go be a truck driver. What if you don't want to be a truck driver? Shouldn't you have the right to live out your best life, to live the future that you want for yourself, and not this by default position that you're placed in because you're attempting to survive? Has your housing costs increased over the last 10 years?
The time of the gentlelady from Ohio has expired, and you'll be recognized for your full 5 minutes shortly. Gentlelady from...
Mr. Wise, I'm still talking to you. Has your housing costs increased?
She'll be recognized after Ms. Dr. Fox.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.